I've had a lot of cameras over the years. Some stayed for a while, but most didn't. And usually when I sell a camera, that's kind of the end of the story. I move on to try something different and I really don't look back. But this camera is a little different because it's the only camera I actually missed. This is actually my second Ricoh GR III. My first copy was with me everywhere. Trips, errands, quiet mornings, busy afternoons. It was pretty much part of the daily routine. I put this in my bag and I went. And for reasons I can't really justify or come up with at the moment, I decided to sell it. At the time I really needed a change and I wanted to invest in different things for my business. But what ended up happening is I sold so much stuff and my daily carry got so much bigger. Over time I felt like I was leaving my cameras more and more at home, mostly because I didn't want to carry them. I do have a toddler, so the less stuff I carry, the better. And although I was taking photos with my iPhone, I was missing that certain something that the Ricoh GR III gave me. And look, I know the Ricoh GR IV is coming. I just saw a bunch of people post first impressions of the camera, so I really want to check that out. And honestly, I'm sure it'll be a great camera. It'll probably have better autofocus, better battery life, and maybe a few surprise features that they haven't announced yet. But none of that makes this camera any less capable. It still has that amazing APS-C size sensor in this tiny package. It still has my favorite focal length, the 28mm, which is wide enough for street and travel. It's tight enough for me to get a couple portraits of my kid. It's super discreet. Honestly, the autofocus is fast enough. And there's something about the photos that I get from the Ricoh GR III, and just like my Leica Q2, that once I didn't have it, I could tell immediately that I did not own this camera anymore, because the Ricoh GR III photos, there's something else. Just like the Leica Q2, whenever I took photos on the Ricoh GR III, I knew exactly they were Ricoh photos because they give you that certain quality that I wouldn't get with other cameras. If you're familiar with me or my channel, or with most people, I tried the Fujifilm X100VI last year when it came out. I bought it, I used it for a few months. I really liked it, but there was something about that size camera and the X100 line of cameras that I really like, and I've tried for a bunch of years. I've bought and sold it a couple of times, and there's something about the Ricoh GR III that's different for me. And honestly, that's why I picked up this camera again. It's not about chasing specs, it's about owning cameras that actually make me want to use them. And I can't really say that about every camera I've ever owned. Since getting it back, I have it with me constantly. It's invisible in ways that my other cameras aren't. No one really reacts to it. People that aren't in the camera world, they look at this and they think it's just like a touristy camera, which means I get to take photos that don't disturb the moment. Like the Ricoh GR III is not a perfect camera. The battery life is not great, but you can charge it with USB-C. The screen is not the brightest in direct sunlight. And honestly, there's that elephant in the room, which is dust in the sensor, which plague a lot of the Ricoh GR III cameras. I mean, it's very well documented online that people do get dust in their sensors. The first copy of the Ricoh GR III that I owned did not have a dust issue, and I had it for over 3 years. When I sold it, it was still in perfect condition. When I bought this used, the previous owner already had it all taped up for the places that dust gets in. But honestly, for me, those trade-offs are worth it. And as Ali from 1 Month 2 Cameras says, there's no bad cameras, and I honestly believe that 100%. The cameras I actually want to use are the ones that are pocketable enough for me to actually bring them with me. Like, this camera is so tiny. Like, for example, I mean, this is gonna date me a little bit. This is next to an original iPod Classic. This is how big it is. It's like basically the same size as an iPod Classic. Or like my Game Boy that I usually like to carry around. Like, these are things that make me want to not be so bogged down by like social media and like just being connected all the time. I bring like one use case stuff. So a Game Boy is something I carry with me, so I can carry a camera that I actually really enjoy and a one use case device like my iPod or my Game Boy. So like, these are the reasons why I like to use like either compact cameras or unique cameras. It's just something I really want to bring around, and the Ricoh GR III is one of those things. And even though this camera doesn't have a viewfinder, attaching one on here is pretty easy. I mean, this is a cheap Kex viewfinder that I had for my S9, and it works very well for this camera. Actually works better for this. I didn't have a 28mm lens for the S9, so I'm glad I ended up opting for the 28mm version of this viewfinder. So the title of this video, Return of the King, it's a little dramatic, but it's true. This camera's returned to my kit and to my daily life. The Ricoh GR IV is supposed to come out sometime in the fall, and I really want to check that out when it comes out because I'm a big fan of these cameras. But as of right now, the Ricoh GR III is still an amazing camera to pick up. So I want to know your thoughts. What do you think about the Ricoh GR III and now the upcoming Ricoh GR IV? Because these cameras used to be a lot more niche, but I feel like a lot more people know about them now. So a lot of people don't like the fact that things get trendy, but honestly, I'm on the other camp. This gives the Ricoh GR III more, or the Ricoh series cameras, more purpose to be out and for them to invest more time and energy into making these cameras, because these are just amazing digital cameras.